Someone paid $143 million for a car that isn't even street legal. Today we're counting down the 10 most expensive cars ever sold. And I promise number 1 is going to make your jaw drop. Let's get into it. We're starting the list with pure luxury. The Rolls-Royce Boat Tail isn't about speed, it's about obsession with detail. Only 3 were ever made, each fully custom-built for its owner. One version even came with a built-in champagne fridge, a parasol, and a picnic set worth more than most people's cars. At around $28 million, this isn't a car. It's a floating art piece with wheels. Bugatti built this as a tribute to a legendary car that vanished during World War II, the all-black Type 57 Atlantic that's never been found. La Voiture Noire literally means the black car, and only one exists. It's based on the Chiron underneath, but everything on the outside was rebuilt from scratch by hand. Roughly $18 million, and there's genuinely nothing else like it on the road. We're jumping back to the 1930s for this one. The Alfa Romeo 8C2900B is considered one of the most beautiful cars ever built, and only a handful of Lungo Spider versions still exist. When one crossed the auction block at Gooding & Company, it sold for $19.8 million, a record for the model, driven purely by its rarity and pre-war design pedigree. The D-Type wasn't built for luxury, it was built to win Le Mans, and it did 3 times in a row. Original race-winning chassis are almost never sold, so when a genuine D-Type hit auction at Bonhams, collectors fought hard for it, closing at $21.78 million, making it one of the most valuable British cars ever sold. If you've ever wanted to own a piece of Formula racing history, this is it. The DBR1 is the car that won Aston Martin its only outright Le Mans victory back in 1959. Only 5 were ever built. One sold at RM Sotheby's for $22.5 million, making it, at the time, the most expensive British car ever auctioned. Only 10 of these were ever built, commissioned specifically for the American market by Ferrari's U.S. importer. Steve McQueen actually drove one in the film The Thomas Crown Affair, and that Hollywood connection, combined with its extreme rarity, helped push one example to $27.5 million at a RM Sotheby's auction. This is the actual Formula One car that helped Juan Manuel Fangio win the 1954 World Championship. Genuine race-winning Formula One cars almost never come up for sale. When this one did, it sold at Bonhams for $29.6 million, becoming one of the most valuable competition cars in history. Built to compete directly against Aston Martin and Maserati in 1950s endurance racing, only 4 Ferrari 335S models were ever made. This exact car actually competed at the Cuban Grand Prix, driven by legendary racer Stirling Moss. That history helped it sell for $35.7 million at RM Sotheby's, one of the highest prices ever paid for a Ferrari at the time. The 250 GTO isn't just rare. It's considered the holy grail of collector cars. Fewer than 40 were ever built, and each one has serious racing history behind it. In 2018, one specific example sold for $52 million, setting a new benchmark for the model and becoming one of the most expensive cars ever sold at that point. We're right at the edge of the most expensive car ever built, but nothing on this list comes close to what's coming next. This is it. The most expensive car ever sold in human history. Only 2 of these were ever built, originally as race cars that never officially competed. In 2022, Mercedes-Benz quietly auctioned one off in a private sale, and it sold for approximately $143 million. That's not a typo. $143 million for a car built in 1955. The buyer's identity has never been officially confirmed, but it's the single most valuable car, and honestly, one of the most valuable objects ever sold at auction. And that's the list, from a $28 million picnic set on wheels, all the way to a $143 million piece of automotive history. Which one of these would you actually want to own if money wasn't a problem? Let me know down in the comments, and subscribe because this is just the beginning.